capacities.
I think I'm recording.
Somebody is, I can tell.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
We are
Good.
online.
Yeah, we are online and we are recording, and yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, first of all, how's our time situation, Joachim? We're what, an hour or so off the original target, and I realize the world moves quicker in New York than it does over here. So, what's the space? Do we have half an hour, an hour?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I should be good for 45 minutes, an hour.
Oh, great.
And sorry about the delay, folks. That was.
Oh, not at all. It's all worked out fine for me. I don't know about Jim, but it's been fine for me. So.
Yeah, I was gone for the beginning anyway. But I'll be glad to take a nap after this. It's been a crazy week. It's Sunday, but I'm glad we're doing this.
On the text chat, Joachim, I just put up our progress to date.
Oh, good. The
You
collective
see?
vegetable garden.
Yeah, we just opened this. We had this little argument about my preference to do a real problem and Michael's preference to do a made-up problem. And
I won. Yeah. Or at least I'm sort of giving this as a sort of a template of somebody coming to this place and saying, I've got an idea, I want to talk about it, I want to organize about it, got a thing to do. And then can we see how the existing components allow
Right.
us to manifest this and work it through. That's what I see as the demo that will allow people to experience the process, either watching it or participating in it without being encumbered with thinking, which is always a complication.
Yes. Yeah, I love that, Michael and Jim. Great idea. I mean, that's what we should do. Really show, we come together, the three of us, right, wanting to create this vegetable garden, right? And maybe later I even want to expand that and include more people and, of course, creating and maintaining and gardening this whole thing and growing it. So we want to see how easy it is to come together online, right? And set up some roles and set up a space and begin to work on this project, right? The vegetable garden. I think that's the main purpose here. And if we come across any difficulties or things that we find hard to communicate, hard to share, then let's talk about it, right? Let's fine tune it, see if we can go through another iteration here. But that's a great context. Love it.
So I guess Michael started an outline here. Vegetable garden up top. We've both been using suggest mode. We can see in the Hive channel that you were against using suggest mode. No, Jim.
As a norm.
As a norm.
You're right. Yeah. That's just one way of co-creating content, right? There are many ways of co-creating content, obviously, right? Different editors, different tools, and we want to circle in on the Google Doc thing, which is a good thing. But you not always have to use a Google Doc for maintaining a project, right? If you want to get more sophisticated, maybe some of the written stuff goes in there, but the project itself may be entered in a simple list, in a simple post, or in a simple Trello board. And then from there, you start tracking it, right? So there are many ways. The other...
the way that, we've used it in the scenario community very successfully is that we have truly collaborative documents that are living documents. okay, that
Yeah.
are actually working documents. We actually get work done in the documents by allowing people to liberally make changes to the document in suggest mode, so that, you know, if I make a change and take out these 5 steps, for example, okay, it shows that. And I can give a comment and, you know, why these are useless.
Mhm.
And there can be a discussion on it, and then anybody can accept or reject the change.
Yes, of course, Jim. That's right. Let me tell you why I said you know, this is one way of doing it, because if you do suggest mode, that means there's some core editor, you know, who owns the content.
That's not true. That's not true. Our norm is that when you put something in suggest mode, okay, the first person that looks at it can say okay and accept it. Okay, it only takes one person to make it a group thing. If you just make the change unilaterally, it's not using the group intelligence at all. But if at least one other person agrees with the change, then they can accept it immediately. Okay, and not everybody's an editor always. Sometimes you control a document, you have 5 editors, everyone else has to use suggest mode. But even the editors use suggest mode a lot of the time. That's the way they get concurrence. That's the way people know what has changed in the document.
Okay.
I know.
I think there's a really interesting distinction that applies in different ways in a lot of different contexts. And I like the suggestion process for a lot of formal documentation. For today, I think we're fine with straight edit. You know, there's just 3 of us here, and we're doing some very simple shit here. So, I don't think it adds to have too much to and fro on it.
Yes, I agree with that, Michael. And that's for me, actually, the normal work mode with Teams is that they go directly into the document and edit it. And I'm saying this because not everyone actually dares to make edits. Very few people who actually take that action. And the same, Jim, is true for only very few people who would accept edits, who feel like they're entitled to do that, right? It's not an easy, I mean, technically, yes, it's easy to do. Right?
I agree with you that encouraging people to suggest changes is something that has to be done proactively. You know,
yes.
But if they have to edit directly, they won't do it. Okay, but you can convince people to use suggest mode. You can't convince them to do edits directly.
Okay, let me tell you a way of how you do that directly. Okay, here in this document right here, I'm saying this is section 1, and this is section 2 here. Okay, and the way you split this up is to say, Jim, you're going to work on section 1. That's your part. Michael, you're going to work on section 2. That's your part. You own that section. Please go ahead. Tomorrow we have something to talk about. End of story.
Mm-hmm. Or you can also do, you know, I'll use a blue font, you use a green, Jim uses red or something. And in the end, when you're settled, you just all black, you know. So there's plenty of ways of showing the distinctions, inviting what forms people want to use. And they will be different. And in this case today, let's just stay with the open format because it's just a list. I mean, there's a plain text list. And all I'm looking at is how does one drop a bunch of actions and enact them and show a pretty picture. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to get into the documentation, the manifesto, the team norms. You know, that would be great. And that's for a later definition and, you know, run a big recording thing with that. But what I'm seeing here is that on Monday we can sort of invite at the Zoom event that maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever feels appropriate, there's a replay, anybody come and join in. So rather than trying to take on much time in the Monday call, which will probably work for some people, but not many, announce the possibility on Monday, maybe show a quick scan around what we did on our test today, and invite players to join us on some other time and take another shot. Is that within the frame for you, Joachim?
Yeah, I can see this. That's like the idea of the lab, right? So you come and join and experiment with this stuff, and it's ongoing, right? It's not a one-time shot, but we continue doing this stuff. So that's a great notion. I just don't want to get stuck just with editing a document, right?
No.
Because
Oh,
there's
no.
so much more we have to explain to the collective what's happening right now, right?
Yeah. So let's go to the social ledger lab. How's my vegetable garden coming? Start me a vegetable garden. What do we do first?
Yes. Okay. Great. Yeah. I share my screen.
Yeah.
Right?
Or, well,
No?
yes, both. Yeah, share your screen too. Yes, please.
So the first thing we'll do is, and this is the first step in creating the vegetable garden, is where does the vegetable garden reside, right? Where do we grow and plant this thing? So we have to decide from our top levels, right? The collective, the finance, the governance, the human relations, the learning center, the legal center, the marketing channel operations, the projects and programs and the practices and the technology channel. Where would that reside best, right? That's the first step you have to ask yourself and ask your team members, your future team members, right? Where does it go? Where does it grow? So I think so for today, I'm raising the notion of let's put it right next to the social ledger lab and create our vegetable garden there. Jim, would you consent to that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, let's do it. So we're going to grow our vegetable garden right here by adding a channel to this. Okay, here's it. Vegetable garden lab. Okay. The purpose is to grow our own vegetables, right? And that's all for now. First step. So here we go. We've just created our own space for people interested in growing the vegetable garden. So the first question we have to ask is, well, okay, is this a private garden? Do we have a gate around this vegetable garden or not, right? How do we find this out? There's a setting called team settings here in Mattermost, right? So we open this and we can then say, ask ourselves, allow any user with an account on the server to join this team. So that means anyone in the collective can become participant in this vegetable garden. So folks, here's the question to you. You want to open this up to everyone in the collective?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, vegetable for all.
I already joined.
I can't find it. Where are you? I don't have it. I'm not showing the vegetable garden in my...
You have to hit more.
Okay, yeah, more. Right here.
Of course, yes, more. Always more. We must always have more. And there is the garden, and I will join. Thank you very much. Right. So here we are, all in the garden.
Cool. Both on board, both on the channel, and we've just decided to open it up. So if you want to, you can type in actually dig live circle as one of the first steps here. And that's still not implemented, but it tells you 3 things that we have already decided or need to decide. Did you type it in, Jim? Circle.
I'm looking at your screen. Your screen's good enough
that's right.
for me.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sharing. I forgot. So there's the circle status, right? Are we actually, have we officially launched the circle or not, right? And then the circle access, that's something we just decided to do, which is open to collective, right? And it's not by invitation only. That will be the other option we have in Mattermost. And the third thing is what we have not decided is, so the content we are going to create, is that only private to the collective? Is it private to the circle, or is it public? What do you think, folks?
I think for this exercise, we should make it public.
Good point. I go with public.
Public it is. Great. So that means any knowledge we gather here, any things we share, you know, any ideas, any charts, any visuals, any textual stuff, anybody can grab it and post it on some kind of blog out there. You comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Jim?
Yes, this is research.
Okay. Good, good. And I think that's an important starting point for any team, right? If they need to see content and what happens with the content, right? And if they're not comfortable with that, well, they have to see content on what they are comfortable with.
I think we have to, respect the privacy right of all the members of the collective. And, people are not as open and free. And, the research has suggested that they will not collaborate if they don't feel their privacy is being protected. And you want the people to be comfortable and for them to be able to work without feeling like they're under a magnifying glass. And the whole world is going to take everything they say and take it and use it against them at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought that was a great point, Jim, you had the other day about this. We need to be conscious of this and allow people to really maximize the potential they have online. And that if that holds them back, well, then talk about it, right? And set the boundaries firsthand. Love it. Okay, folks, that was the first step. We made it. So we have a space up and running. We have a circle. We're creating a circle, but we don't have members yet, right? So next step is let's create members. So I type in DigLive team. I'm going to come back and say no teams have been defined for this circle, right? So type DigLive team and then users to start now. Easy thing to do. So type DigLive and then let's add Jim, Michael.
Don't you have to say team?
Oh, you're right. Wow, you've used it more than I did. DigLive team, Jim, Joachim, and Michael. Here we go.
Right, and if we want to add somebody, we just do the DigLive team again with their name, and then you become on the team, right?
Yes, that's right. So if I do a DigLive team, and then I want to get Ben, even without Ben's consent, bam, he's on the team.
Nice one, Ben.
Okay, so next question. So there are two columns here, right? One is for the role, and one is for the level. I'm not sure if we can get into the level here. That's a different discussion, but certainly the role. So what we need, right? What we need is a work lead, a circle lead, or the default is you're just a member of this circle. Let's get to link a little later. So let's talk about the two top roles here: work lead and circle lead.
Okay.
What do we do?
Well, what do they mean? What do they mean? Who's leading the work and what's the circle lead? What's the distinction?
The circle lead is responsible for, I guess, coordinating the effort and reporting the effort in terms of the task coordination and such. These roles are have not been formally defined within the collective, and there's different interpretations of them. The work lead is normally the person that is overseeing the actual work that's going on, and perhaps the lead designer, perhaps have other roles. Defining roles is pretty individual, but there's one person who, from a governance point of view, is the work lead, who's sort of active in the day-to-day operations of getting the work done. That's why it's a work lead.
Well, I think that better be me. I'm the man who wants the vegetables, so call me the work lead. All right? Now, how do I just clicked the work lead, but it didn't do it for me. I didn't get the box to kick.
Let me see if I click it here.
Oh.
I see it. You see? Sometimes it's, I don't know, it doesn't, it gets stuck there for a few seconds. We try just cancel it and do it again. But I did already. So now if I refresh, if I do DigLive team.
Yeah, I'm the leader of the work.
You're the work lead.
Okay. Who's going to do the real work? The circle lead.
So I propose Jim's.
I think Joaquin, I think, to some extent, Joaquin, I see the roles reversed. I see.
No, he's doing all the tech stuff. You're the circle lead, Jim. You've just been declarative. This is totally sociocratic.
I think, Joaquin
For other purpose.
has demonstrated that he's already filling a lead role here.
Well, he's in the engine room. That's great.
Right,
Somebody's got to
right.
work a machine. Okay. Good stuff.
All right, so we got a circle lead and a work lead. By the way, the roles, we need to write them down somewhere. I have this other document, but I don't think it's the correct definition there. And the Holacracy guys, they actually define it as a lead, circle, and a secretary.
Yeah.
But I think secretary is pretty denigrating, right? If you call someone secretary, it's like a...
It's almost sexist one way or the other.
Yes, you're right.
So you got to watch that stuff. Anyway, so that's good. We've got this much. What are we going to do now?
So we could take a look at the levels too. Are we thinking we are all starters here? So is that our first vegetable garden here, or does any one of us has superb planting experience in the past?
Oh, call me elder. It's a
Whoa.
lie, but I'm oldest guy in the room, so I'll take the elder, and we can presume that that's why I'm on work lead. I've got an idea. The vegetables shall rise, and so call me elder.
Wait, age doesn't count here.
No. It's because I am a profound gardener. These fingers are green, man, and the thumbs you wouldn't believe. So let's go with it.
Oh my goodness! Already, you are the elder. How about you, Jim? Do you have any gardening experience?
Not worth mentioning.
So you're a starter. I'm a starter.
Come on, one of you's got to be novice at least. I need a bit of a spread here. Come on, let's spread it out.
Okay, I have a small garden here, so I have a little bit of experience. And then Ben, certainly, I think he's probably at least a regular. I'm sure he has a big garden. I know that.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So okay, so let's see where we are. Team. Good spread.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, the idea here is to say anybody can join the vegetable garden and immediately see who's on the team, right? And not only that, she can also see what are the roles that we currently have and what are the levels of expertise we have in that specific circle, right? That's very important because we're talking about vegetable gardening here. If we were to go into, say, the HiveMind lab or the Social Ledger lab, then a totally different set of expertise and experience applies, and you would have different roles and different levels in that circle, right? So this stuff is really circle specific. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah,
very
much, right?
I guess I'm a little concerned. I like sort of free text stuff rather than just switches and buttons. But
yes, let's get to that, Jim. That's the next step. Let's get to that, because what we want to do is now we have defined the circle, right? We have defined the standard, the privacy setting and the standard settings for the circle. We have defined the team now. Let's get to some of the documents we want to create, right? And the written documentation, right? I think that's a good next step, is to say, okay, Michael already went and created this beautiful gardening document, right? Let's make that one accessible to the circle. So the way we do this is dig live, doc, okay? And then how do you call this document, Michael?
Demo
the vegetable
tasks.
garden.
We call them actions. Call them actions because that'll keep people in the frame with it. These are the actions, aren't they?
Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. Yeah, we can do that too. We put it under actions. So an action for the vegetable garden action document. No, it can be a simple document. It can be our just actions. It can be our actions. And then we have a link, and this is a markdown link. You notice, right? So square brackets, you see the title of the document, and round brackets, you see the link itself. That's all.
Okay.
So hit return, and here it is. Our first activity is we just created the vegetable garden actions document. And you can
So if
click
I
on
do
this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I just tried that. What is it? Dig Life Docs, or what's the command?
This is an action, so dig live actions.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
You got it?
Perfect.
Good.
Got it.
Okay, and now we can also say, since we have it now, there are three columns here. One is a column for enacted tokens, one for entrusted tokens, and one for the contribution. So I've separated now the enacted tokens. That's tokens you claim, that you worked on this vegetable garden action thing for an amount of time, right? And then the entrusted tokens is the verification step. So someone else, maybe the circle lead or the work lead, can go in there and actually say, yes, you did that, and approve these enacted tokens, right?
And those are both just text entry on the box, eh?
No.
Say again?
How do I get an enacted token?
Okay. You click on any of these contribution levels. You see there are 5 contribution levels here. And they say, I use these emoticons here to say easy task, easy peasy, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a task that took, some thinking. There's some sweat equity I had to put in to make this work. I worked maybe an hour or two on this. There's significant work that went into that, maybe a day or two. And there's something, that made me dizzy. So maybe a week. The point is, we in the vegetable garden can actually say, okay, what does that mean? If someone clicks on any of these faces here, how much work? Is it time? Is it intellect? Is it connections? Whatever it is that we say, what does it mean to click on any of these? So for example, I just looked at the vegetable actions, help you put it together. Maybe had a comment on the document. It's an easy peasy task. So what I do is I click on this, and it brings me now to the new vegetable garden actions, right? So I want you to do the same now. What do you think your effort you currently put into this venture?
Oh, it took ages to make up this list. It took so long.
Right.
Right. Refresh that.
Did you do? Okay, let me refresh it. Yes. Wow. 60 tokens. You claimed 60 tokens. Jim didn't claim anything. Hey, Jim, claim.
I claimed.
You claimed?
Yeah, I lied.
Wow.
Big Jim. Well,
Okay,
he had
so-
to work hard because he knows nothing about vegetables. It was a lot of work.
You don't know how much work there was in getting this meeting to happen.
Quite, yeah, I think we do. And specifically what we've done here is we've self-attributed our time or something. We haven't really detailed what the 60s and 40s mean, but we have self-affirmed our contribution to the creation of this document. Nothing else, just a document.
Yes, that's
Excellent.
right. So, and that's 320 tokens here, right? If I go back to the actions list, so let me refresh this here. I should say 380 tokens. Here you go. See, and these are enacted tokens. So we claimed, each one of us claimed that, but then have not been entrusted to us, right? That would be a separate step. I haven't implemented that yet, so we can't do it. But it is tied to either the role, who somebody who can do it, or anyone else maybe that is not yourself who can then approve these tokens.
So these are the total expenditure on this action, which is the document of, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a mark of the aggregate contributions. Great. And you want to see the specifics? Right. You go in there. Great. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now let's get on with some work. Who's going to find this plot? right? So we've got to add the actions.
Yeah, so you can always click on this link now, and that brings you to the circle document, right? And then let's do this. So let's each one of us take an activity, right? And then start doing it. So let's say I'll take the first one. I secure a plot, right? And then maybe you guys can tilling and then seeding and watering, whatever, right? So
I'm going to till. Now you can till too. It's action add, is it? Or just add?
so no, add no more. There's no more add now. I took that out. Just dig live action, and then you type in the action name.
Okay.
So secure plot is my action. You guys did your actions?
Nope.
Yeah.
Give me, I guess I'll water.
Yeah, do something, Jim.
Oops, I can't spell. Fat fingers.
You can delete it too. If you misspelled it, there's no editing right now, but you can delete it with that red cross on the right side.
I can't believe this. Now I'm doing dog life. Okay, I'm ordering.
Let's see. Watering, yes. So it's always good to have sort of a verb object thingy, right? So what are you actually doing? So you're watering plants, or
Very good point. Yeah, and this, we can put it in that way. Now we've got water up there. That's not editable now, is it?
No, you can't edit that yet.
Okay. So it's got to stay as water.
I could delete it and re-add it.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
Oh yeah, all right. Let's have it as a yeah.
You want one,
And I'll do
right?
the same with tilling, because till is not what I did. Let's go back to.
What do you want? Watering? You want
Yes, yeah, action.
I think.
I didn't like that.
Okay, I think we need to talk about norms next.
Dig life. Action. Watering. Just action watering. That's all you want, right?
Yeah. Then you
Okay.
can put a value on your time, or an estimate of your time.
Okay. Let's.
Okay,
What
watering.
Okay, so let's look at the put in some action for yourself. I want to look at the whole structure of the collective in the diagram. Just
Okay, yeah, I can just click on any of these eyes here on the right, or I can say I secure a plot. It took me quite some time, I'll add a medium contribution level, and here we go. So here's my task of securing the plot. Over here is the tilling, right? That has 0 currently. I can go up a level and check.
Tilling now had something. I've added tilling. Yeah.
Okay, and then I see Jim did 20 on watering, right? So compared to all of them, you see, we obviously spend most of the time on setting up this this first document, our planning document, and it's 3 of us working on that. Versus these are each individual tasks we're working on our own, right? In the vegetable garden lab. Love that, right?
we can see where the most work was done, the least work was done by the size of the circle. Now we can zoom out of here and see that the vegetable garden lab is in the bigger circle. Right. Is the practices circle.
That's right.
And we can go back again, and we can see the practices circle is in the digital life collection. This is just awesome.
Yeah, the vegetables are taking over the world. So, and now we can just keep adding our assessments into any of these and adding more actions.
Yeah, as simple as that. You're right.
Okay.
That's one way to do it.
Well, frankly, sir, that's the demo done.
Wait a
Really,
second.
it pretty much covers it, right?
But there's more. There's more.
Yes, there's more. Okay, so give us more. Give us more, Joachim. We want more.
Okay, one thing we just noticed, we got a little bit confused about how to set up these actions, right? So how about we create a norm for that?
Ah,
So what I'm doing is typing in DigLive norm and then say use descriptive titles for your actions. Okay, that's all. Hit return and bam, suddenly we have a norm in this group. Now that's an entirely different thing. There are actions and then suddenly you have norms. So this is something that we all agree to say going forward, we will all use descriptive titles for our actions, right? So as a very primitive norm, really, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, these norms can be anything more specific, like a norm, we do not shout and yell at each other. But again, they're specific to the circle, right? These kind of norms.
Okay, and suppose we use I don't know Doodle to
schedule. Doodle to schedule.
Schedule meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. I mean, what tools we use, how we use them, these are all can all be norms that allow us to work together more effectively.
Yes, I forgot about that completely. Oh, we have skipped an important step in the team formation process.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that right now. Okay, I'm going back to the Digital Life Collective Google Docs folders. There's one folder called the team templates. Okay, team templates have 3 documents in here. One is the team manifesto. One is the there's a proposal description thing. We can skip that for now. And then there's a team meetings thing that you just brought up, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do is let's take these 2 documents here, right, and copy them over to a new structure. Okay, so we know we're in practices, so that's important to know that we preserve the structure here. And now we have a new folder in here that is for our vegetable garden.
Uh-huh.
So the collective will think, what's this? Who put a vegetable garden in here?
We're in
What?
social ledger.
Okay, so and now what I can do is I go into the team templates again and then bring those 2 documents, make a copy.
I didn't find an easy way to copy 3 documents.
I know, that's a little stupid thing of Google, right? So, and then I can bring it into the vegetable garden.
I want you to drop it in the center.
It sometimes freezes.
I want you to drop it in the center for some reason.
Oh.
It says files here. No, it's not moving now, huh?
No, it's not moving. Let me try this again. Oh, it's already doing some stuff. Maybe refresh this. Okay, here are the 2 copies. Let me see if I can just drag and drop it directly, and we should communicate that way. So I can drag these 2 here and drop it into this. Okay, some people may lose access. That's okay because it's coming from the other template folder, but it's the same access restrictions. Done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have 2 documents here, the team manifesto and the meeting notes. So let's take a look at those. Here's the meetings. So when we're ready to set up our first meeting, we can use this template to get started. So we don't have to recreate something from scratch, right? So that means, let's say, what is June 18th? So tomorrow, Tuesday, June 19th, we're gonna have our first meeting, official meeting, right? Today is just a pre.
I think we should put this, we should have notes for this meeting. We should do
Oh, you're right. Okay, let's do that. So let's do today, Sunday, what is this? 18. Okay, it's our first meeting. There you go. We have, say, I'm the chair. We have me, Jim, and Michael on the meeting. Ben didn't show up for some reason. And so we didn't talk about this. We had a check-in, right? But
Hey,
we
I
still-
can only view. I'm not allowed to write on this thing. How come I can't write on this thing?
let me check that. Okay, what's the share setting here? Oh yeah, default is. I have to change the defaults here. This should be edits.
And maybe the folder permissions are wrong. I'll check that.
Yeah, I couldn't copy things through earlier. So now we've got an edit on here. Thank you, Tim. Joachim.
Vegetable garden team meetings. Okay, that's our new document. So today we talked about setting up the agenda and create a bunch of actions. Okay, so this is our template, right, for any meetings that we're going to create. And you know, if there's another meeting, all you have to do is do this and then paste this, right? And then we have a second one down here, and then you can edit this. There should always be actually one blank one at the bottom. I have to create that so it doesn't get lost and not overwritten. So that's one document. The other one is, you notice, so that's the vegetable garden. It's the manifesto. So this is for the vegetable garden manifesto. That has, you know, this text comes from Ben's thinking on why do you set up a team, you know, so what are the key points? Why would you do this? You know, the trigger and the issues and, you know, before you get started. And then it gets into this section here, team manifesto. And this asks pretty much the same kind of questions that we went through already. So there's the team status, are we active or not? And if not, you know, as of what date? The access and privacy to the content and the space. And then the declaration of the team itself, we could write something and say, why are we here, right? What are we going to do? And I have the norms here too. And maybe I see the norms actually more dynamic now. They come as you have the conversation with your friends, right? And they develop over time. So they don't have to be predefined.
Would it be possible to integrate the actual norms of a group with this document? Will there be some, it seems a little extreme to push stuff to Google Docs that way. But
Yeah.
One day.
I don't know.
One day.
One day. Yeah. I don't even know, you know, the future of Google Docs here, right? Right now, it's our our really collaborative document, but who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, we're hoping to find an alternative. Right now, it's the most powerful collaborative authoring environment we have.
Right.
And
I agree.
We're not doing anything top secret here.
So we can simplify this document, I think. There's also a team schedule here because we do want to say let's agree up front, right? What's our time schedule, availability, right? So every Monday, 10 a.m., maybe we meet for this stuff. There's a time zone converter here. I've used that in the past. It's pretty nifty to see where is everybody's local time here, right?
Oh, wow.
Okay. And there is a link to the personal calendar. So you can actually put that thing onto your Google Calendar if you use that. It opens the document with the title and you just fill in the dates, I think timing. I can't bring this over, but you have to fill this in. So it puts it on your personal calendar.
That's wonderful. You know, I spent weeks messing with ways to do this in my world. Not weeks, not that bad, but this is very nice. Thank you.
Sure. And there can be other tools, whatever helps the team to set their schedule and coordinate their schedule. Let's bring this into this document so they can get a jump start on this.
Right. And, what we want to do is, when we evaluate, the team activities and we look at this and we find good practices, we can move those back into the template to improve the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. And what I also want to do, since this is a document now, let's go back to our space and add this to the list of things we frequently access. So here's Dig Live, and I call this a doc now, which I call the team manifesto, right? And provide a link to that via the markdown. And here's a document, right? And I can do the same actually now with the doc meeting agenda and notes, right? Add this, go back to the, where is it? Here it is, notes, bring that link into this document. And here you go. So now we have two documents in the ledger, right? The meeting agenda and the team manifesto. And you can always quickly pull them up by saying Dig Live. In this case, if I only want to see docs, I type Dig Live docs. If I want to see everything that we've done so far, I can type Dig Live activities. That's all of our activities for this. Oh, sorry. Dig Live activities. Did I misspell that? I did. Okay.
No.
Here you go. So here's all of our stuff in alphabetical order, and you have the icons here. That's a good way for me to distinguish the different categories of information, right? So the hearts for the norms, the notebook icon for the documents, and the clapper thingy for the actions that we've created so far.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's one thing. And I'm working on another feature here, actually, that's going like this, where I can type in Dig Live activities and then give a name after that. So I want to see only activities that I'm involved in. So I would give my name here, Dig Live activities, Joachim, right? And it returns to me any activity that I'm part of. And not only here in this circle, I'm also thinking to make this global. So it would show me all of activities across all the circles I'm involved with.
Oh boy, yeah.
Right? Because I can see myself already, working on 3 different teams and contributing to their work, right? And then I'm losing track of this very quickly. But something like this would help me. Okay, here are the 10 things I'm working on. I can just again click on the link and continue working on it. That would help.
Oh, this
anyway,
is brilliant.
Anyway, so good job, good progress, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well,
good job.
Yeah, I think this is
good start. Great start.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But there's more, isn't there?
There will be more.
There's Dig Live help.
Yeah, you can. I just rewrote this yesterday, so you can do this Dig Live help. So it's a little bit more compact here, and you can see all of the commands that we just went over, right? Starting with the team. Oh, we didn't do the goals, right? Oh my goodness, right. Very first thing is, of course, you have to set a goal for the team, which is grow a vegetable garden. Done. See, that's the target icon thingy. So now we have everything together. Dig Live activities, goals, norms, documents, and actions. We're ready to roll, gentlemen.
Well, this is tremendous. In fact, it's the sort of thing that one could do a 5-minute demo on tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then invite people to further exploration after the meeting if they want to stick around.
Yeah, I would like to post this on YouTube if it's okay.
Sure, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, okay?
Absolutely. Oh, yep. Yeah, I had a shave.
Thank you so much. What do we have any thoughts, afterthoughts, whatever, before we call it an end here? I mean, I think we didn't get any actually work done on our garden.
Oh, come on. There was all the tilling and the watering. Yeah, no. And hey, you can't do everything in one day. So more tomorrow. No, this is such a powerful framework. I've been waiting for this stuff for 20 years in different aspects, and I know there's got to be half the active organizing world is looking for the same thing. So, you know, that this could be the opening offering of the collective. Is that this becomes an instance that can be installed generally, you know?
Yeah, I showed it a little bit to Divi Dow and to ArtChain, and they're like, so.
That's great. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, the main purpose here is to bring things into the flow of work, right? So we're already there. We're a team. We're already creating some stuff, and it's right there at your fingertips, right? You don't have to go somewhere else and create something else. It's there, and the others see what we're actually doing, right? So if you go into the collective and are interested in vegetables gardens, you know, search this, you find this, and you can get all the information you need at this point, right? We even know about our norms that we created, right? How we work together. You know our key documents that we created and discussed, right? You know about our meetings that we're having, right? You can join those if you want to. You can grab an action item and do your own tilling and watering, right? If you want to. It's right there.
Make a new one. Yeah, it's a truly fantastic package.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next few months. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, see how that develops.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your
thank
Sunday.
you. I do. This is Father's Day. Thank you, my
That's
son.
right. Happy Father's Day.
Two of my children called during the meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
See you
Bye now.
guys. Bye-bye.